Hello, Pittsburgh. Hello, hello, Pittsburgh. Welcome, America, America. How are you? This is the 10, and this is 10 o'clock talks. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Hello, hello again. Hello. Hope you had a pleasant Palm Sunday. Wow, a lot to be said in short periods of time since I've last seen you. Nothing good, of course. No, why would it be? That's not the American dream any longer. Yeah. But thank you, everyone, for becoming part and the ones who have stepped forward into the group Taking Back America. Yeah. So, anyway, a lot to be said today. But first and foremost, let's talk about the businesses really, really quick. Hello down to Kelly's Corner, Barb's Country Kitchen, Bob's Polish Breakfast House over there in the Sharpsburg. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. All right. Yeah, we got some craziness going on in the country. All over the place. All over the place. I'm going to try to state why I came on to focus to some real key points. You know I always get on here and I talk a bunch of bull. You know I do. But it's good stuff. It really is. It's what we're facing in our nation. And it's terrible stuff. And I don't want to bring you down. I'm not to be the downer. I'm trying to act as pro supporter. I want to give you all the best I can, but, you know, they're not going to let us have that. They truly aren't. And I hope what you're seeing today is coming out in a very strong way. And I'm going to hit this part real fast. You know, in the last 12 months, we had over 3,300 bank branches shut down. Wake up. Alert, alert, alert. They're doing it. They're doing it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's not good when you see things like that happen. Of course, they're going to use the narrative that everyone's been at home. We don't have. You closed the branches down on us. You tried to. All right. So the narrative is it's our fault because we were locked indoors. It's all COVID. No, that's not true. We were allowed to go out and do business as we needed to do freely. Everybody has drive-ups. Come on. That's not it. That's not it. Over 3,300 branches closed and more coming, okay? So keep that in mind. Now, we had here in Pittsburgh, you know, a march, and I'm behind it. I support it. I said that before in the Asian culture. I mean, you know, Japanese, Chinese, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, personally, I love their foods, you know? And, I mean, they're, you know, and much more. The martial arts, the things, some of the movies that they've created on the good side of the people. Because all governments now are cracking down very hard on the military people. That means your kids, your uncles, your grandfathers, your grandparents. I mean, anybody who's alive that's in there, your children, son, daughter, etc. They want to know, basically, they want to know who you voted for. And big narratives to why. Because they're in fear, just like they are with the Capitol issue and what's still going on up there, and that Marjorie Greene was so kind to make a video about, but we all knew it was there regardless with the National Guard and defense. It's because the truth of the matter is they know the Patriots are going to get very, very upset. And I mean very upset. And they need protection in there from what they are doing and what's about to come and the changes. And every day is going to be a change, a terrible change in some way or another. I have a lot to talk about this. I've seen some posts out there. I wrote my script for this probably Friday into Saturday, getting a head start on things. I like to do that. You can never read off everything you have or think of it all in enough time to give everybody in America some type of brief. Now, I'm not no professional. You know that. I'm one of you. I'm just a voice, and I want to be a good voice for you. And again, I do thank you all, and I hope you enjoy the room. Make the best of it. Make it work for you. Support how you want to live in your life. I don't care what you post on there. Let's stay within rules so, they don't come down on us, of course. But, have fun. Go with it. Say what you need to say. Enlighten people. And I'll be really happy because I know I'll be able to count on you to come on here with your information as well and to share them. So anyway, that's set up there. What they're going on with that's all about protecting themselves. And we're finding out all the law enforcement here is really so corrupt. They're going after now people and private journalists who were taking pictures, who actually fought against the intrusion and arresting them. Arresting these good people had nothing to do with it, just wanted to be there. Some for job, and they're all losing their jobs. They're all losing their jobs. And like I said, the strong hand coming down on the military now. Because they want to point out to you guys, don't walk to the other side. Because they really do feel something much stronger could possibly happen. And that's exactly what they're pushing for in a narrative. It's hell to say to your husband or your wife that works for law enforcement in your city, and to have to think to say to them, because you could be on both sides here or both on one side. How do you protect and serve and have to arrest? You can't. It doesn't make sense. You got to make a choice. I don't know what our military men are going to do. I know they're like, you either put up, shut up, or get out. They want to know that they have a Biden administration army. And this just isn't here in the United States. This is becoming a global effect. The separation. And that is very important, very key here. It truly is. And I had a conversation last night with a young lady. And I think this is important that I bring this up. Our president was phenomenal. President Trump, mind-blowing, strongest man to stand in the world on 2 feet as a leader. Could probably lead more than one country at a time. I have no doubt on that. But did he foresee all this? These guys are damn good, these think tanks. They planned this for a long time. No matter what we do, they come back tenfold harder. I don't know if he truly knew it all. And I'm sure he's not liking it. Even if he did, I'm sure as he sees every step being made here on their narrative, he can't be liking it. And I said a few times, can our leaders in these law offices and stuff stand back and see? Yeah, of course they can because they're doing it. Yes, they are doing it. I had friends in Texas yesterday on public land, the right to be there, observing what was going on the river with the immigrants. They arrested 2 of the people. I have another friend. He was in Laredo. Had constituents and speakers at his protest and rally. Peaceful. Religious leaders and pastors. No arrests that I'm aware of there. Nothing came out bad there. But people are going there doing footwork to help America. And I guess we're tramping on toes. And we are. We are. They don't want us there. They don't want us looking. But they were digging up things out of the ground, bury women clothes, proof of things of sex trafficking and more. But they arrested two of his constituents. And they swear under the God we all cherish that they're going to stand in that tire and defend themselves and stay up there. And the only people they will talk to will be the pastor of their churches. They will not no longer listen to the law enforcement, although they did have good to say about a few officers who gave them support. But to arrest people for not doing nothing, just observing things, going to have a normal protest, which it wasn't really even a protest, an observation more than anything, But I'm sure once they see our flags and so forth, it's all about a protest. We're the bad guys here. Not everything that happened in all these cities out there that burnt down across the United States, and every one of these Congress people who backed and led them on and egged them on to do more against the United States. And they got away with it, and they still are getting away with it. We're at a brick wall, and we're taking back America. The only way that I feel it can be done is as I expressed it, and I'll get back to that. This is 10 o'clock talks. Stay with me. Stay with me. So as the National Guard stands around up there in Washington, it's because they want you to know that they are focusing on now what you wouldn't think or what we never saw. We didn't see it. But it's world dominance. It is world dominance. We got to stand. We got to go strong. Stronger. We need to unite. We don't have to worry about what Joe's pro quo Joe. I'm not worried about him. Nobody else is. I'm not. What we have in front of us is just world dominance. A lot of people are seeing it. I believe we have, 530 people in Congress, and we have, in the United States, and we have, 330 to 360 million people. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. But they also have an army that will outbattle us in a heartbeat. We don't have the weaponry or the skill or the technology if they chose to pull it out from the dark state, the deep state, the worst state there's ever been, the leadership of what is going on in this country, the master of the puppets. They have technology. It would singe us. We wouldn't. It's a no thing there. We can only do it by vote and separate us and our states from Washington, D.C. That's what it comes down to. Taking leadership and voting to get leadership in every state, every single state. We must do this. We need to put our best foot forward. We need everybody. And I got something coming up for you on that from Sydney. And I want you to listen to it real closely. Because we've been failed in many ways on different levels and in all the law enforcement agencies. Because if their eyes were open, they're blind. They're blind. And sometimes you just have to say when a country's in this type of failure or having this type of failure, I would walk from a job. If I had to choose between the people of right and wrong to world dominance and insecurities and failure of leadership, I would have to really think hard about if I wanted to dress in my blues and go to work. I don't believe in defunding the police or our militaries. But there are pressures now from the new administration coming down on all of these ethical law enforcements that we do have in place to help guide us, secure us, and keep us safe, and they're not going to. They are now against us totally. Totally. How do I know this for sure? Believe me, faxes come through to these places. People take pictures. People make copies. That's fact. You think about all those banks I just mentioned going down. You think about this. The dictatorship has now arrived. I can only hope that enough people see the light, wake up. Because I don't know if a prayer will save us, although they're always welcome, Christians. Always. I support you 110%. I support you 220%. I support you 440%. I support you to the moon and back. That was from Jackie Gleason. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Thank you to all the Christians. I appreciate those hearts and your confidence you give me to come out here and sit with you. But that's where we're at. But I guess what I want to say is the judicial system has just failed against the department in every way. in many ways, in law enforcement and the health agencies. But we do know the FOI has put a lawsuit against the Department of Health. And they're trying to dig in further on Dr. Fauci, Wuhan Labs, finding all the digs that are there. So it's going to be a matter of new matter, and they're going to be asking for proof in a lot of ways. So at least somebody is trying, but are we trying in the wrong area with what we already have and what's been delivered to us? That's the problem. How far do we dig? Well, we need to dig all the way, but it's now the right time. Bigger issues are ahead and right in front of our faces. They truly are. They truly are. But it's good that somebody decided to step forth and put a little added pressure in there, because we can't get honest answers. CDC changes their mind, changes their narratives as to their suggestives of how they release information, and we now know that they even admittedly said that there are wrong numbers. And everything's been hushed, suppressed, just like you and I on social media. That was just a kiss on the cheek at that point. Just enough to get them started. To start putting the helium in the balloon, to inflate it, to let it go and get released. Possibly just like the virus. Possibly. Now we're seeing informations on mothers who are breastfeeding and reactions. Thanks, James Gibbons, for sending me that information. But it's important. Are mothers safe to breastfeed after getting these vaccinations? Something else that's starting to fit in a narrative of the issues of this medication they punch you in the arm with there. They prick you with, dip you with, call it whatever you want, but they're putting it there. And another statistic. They're saying already, and I don't know if this is true numbers by any means, that they have so greatly vaccinated so many already that there is only 3 out of every 1,000 people who have received who didn't. 3 who didn't. That many in fear. That many, really? I don't know. Maybe. I call that, I got to call it the way it is. Please don't get mad at me. It's only an opinion. You live in fear. You're weak. You subject yourself to what we don't know yet. You should not be a test lab rat. These items were never tested. And there's still information coming out on that. I hope for you, with all goodness, that it works out. And that would be such a lucky long shot. It would be pathetic. That's bigger than hitting the lottery on what they have accomplished and put forth. If it's even truly what President Trump was in approval with. Because we don't even know that to be fact. We don't know it. And we can't trust our government. Now, can we? We can't. We just can't. I want to run this by some people, too. It's already happened, I believe, this weekend. A place called Moondogs in Pittsburgh. This is for the Pittsburgh people. They're in really bad shape. And over the years, they did a lot of donation programs. A lot of fundraisers for a lot of events. And now they're in trouble. They need like $30,000. From what I understand, they got 15 before the musicians even hit a note. So that's fantastic. But they still might need help. I don't know the end result. If anybody in Pittsburgh knows about that, hit me up. Make a post, something from the Pittsburgh side of things. And again, this is 10 O'Clock Talks. And we are in a battle. Stay with me some more, please. Children. Eye technology, pass cards. The world's changing. They're teaching them. It's going to be put into the schools around the world. And eye technology will be, which has already been out there for many, many, many years. You know, if you worked within the government and hidden programs, basically is what they all were. And let's face it about hidden programs. We want to talk hidden programs for a minute. Our own government now is releasing disclosures on situations of things, of UFOs. So you want to call it conspiracy or conspiracy theorisms. Think about what I'm telling you, because they're coming forth now with the information on them and what they do. Now, how much they will release, I don't know, but this is all like a pre-plan before President Trump left his office. So I guess they wanted to get some of the narrative out there. Because he always said Area 51 was very, very interesting. And if you asked any president, and I've mentioned this before, multiple have engaged or chose to comment. Well, we're told not to make comments on this particular. Why not make comments? Because you know something. Anyway, I'm not trying to get off base here with that. But it is what it is, and it's self-explanatory, and it fits. It fits. So children are going to have to come up, and they're going to be scanned, and then they give you they got to wear this around their neck wherever they go, and that's going to be the way the world's going to go, with bracelet for travel and new technology passports. But we're also in a fight there. There are a couple groups who are filing class action suits that we will not, the ones who chose not to do the vaccine will not be judged any different from the ones that are, like they are doing now with the families. If you're white, you have no additional benefits of money entitlements. You could be poor, next to the last spoon of cereal out of a bowl. If you're white, you will not receive this $500 a month. That's right. But it's not about racism. We are racist, but they are not. And if you really check the facts, see who some of these people are married to in Washington. There's a lot of black and white couples there, marriage couples, gay couples. We have media people, black, who are with white. Kamala Harris, I believe, is with a white, pure white, be less white gentleman maybe. And more. Some things don't fit what they preach. But you're not sitting in their seat. You don't have their safety zone. You don't have their money. You don't have their investments, fraud investments that they make while sitting and taking advantage of the political seats to the eras that they are in. So Save America was announced. That's what Donald Trump said. I see a battle like no battle before. I really do. Again, with all respect to him, did he see this? Did he foresee this? I think he would have gave more out if he had. And I'm sure our forefathers are turning in their graves without a doubt. Now, America does speak. When it comes to elections, they haven't forgotten that part, because it goes back to a fundamental, as I've always preached. And I'm not a good preacher. I'm not. But I can say this with certainty, because I do believe it. Votes are still everything. And it's our legal battle. It's our legal way to battle. Yeah, we need to change things. We need to have people there counting every vote in a different way. But when you see endorsements come through for governors of Republican side, it's so positive. It really is. So you have Jody Heiss, to seek the state of Georgia and for honest elections. That's saving America. That's taking America back. President Trump is endorsing candidates. That's standing up. That's moving forward on a legal level. They can't touch us there. They can't. We're squeaky clean there. We're allowed to put up anybody we want. Some of these people are now asking for money. You'll see them posting on Facebooks and so forth across the media, social media. Do what you can to support them, because it's going to take money to keep them there, and they have, on the other side, more money now than they know what to do with. More money than they know what to do with. But believe me, they will use it against us and what we do. And that's why they are trying to buy our votes and buy people's votes and control the military. Is no military soldier was asked before who he voted for, and if he was, it probably maybe it was hushed on us and we don't know. But this separation, their narrative, it is so strong. So violations and procedures in the elections are still going to be the problem, and some are still in courts. We still have a leg to stand on, and I want to promise you that that is true. We have things in Wisconsin, Virginia, and Michigan. And will they make a difference now? No. No. This is done. It's over with, in my mind. I'm sorry. That's the way I see it. I see it as being done and over with. What we have is each other, and we got to be strong. Here you have a voice, and I'm going to be as strong as I can for you. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to try to pump you up. I am not good at this. I'm learning it, but I want to give it to you the best way I can, and it's not always the best way. Am I going to make mistakes along the way? Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, won't we all? You know? Well, professionals, I guess, don't. I'm not a Sean Hannity, but I do admire him. I do admire him. So, get these good people into our group. Share it. Share that group out. It's an open page. It's an open format, just like my Facebook page. Get in there, check out, review what I've said, review some of the things I've talked about. I made steps in advance above a lot of things that I foreseen coming, and I'm just going to say I got lucky. Lucky to know a few people, too. But if we conquer how the vote system happens, and the primaries coming up in our cities, and take them back. Take these cities back in the red. Put them to the red. I can't say it enough. That is our only protection. Separating us from Washington. And that's what I see as our narrative. I'm sorry. This country will never be the same unless we separate from Washington, D.C. They can keep the guard up there. They can keep the fence around there. And we can collapse Congress when they have nobody or nothing ethical to put in front of us. We can then say, push it under the rug, nothing to see here, because we don't want to hear it. And we will have that choice by control. Please understand that is a valid legal way to handle this scenario that we have here in front of us in America. You know, Trump has dropped finally all his legal actions in the courts himself. He's done this with his legal team against the corrupt states and courts. He threw his hands up and said, I'm done with it. But there are some people out there that have not, and you stay strong to them. And I have a message from somebody for you to listen to shortly. Bear with it. It's a little long, but it's all truth and fact. There's still worry of a new wave coming, or at least the threat of fear to one. Keep that in mind. Keep healthy. A lot of water. Take your vitamins. Eat a lot of vegetables, fruits. Not real crazy on the fruits. They have a lot of sugar, and that's a negative reflection towards your immune system. Careful with that. Because candy seals, from what I understand, were the biggest stock-growing element in America in the last 14, 15 months. A lot of people sitting on their butts watching TV. And I got more disappointing news to go with that part of it. Now, this mileage thing that's being proposed. Yeah, that came out about a week, 10 days ago. I got a little thing, and they says, hey, prepare to check this one out. It was actually maybe, I don't know, I talked about the toll roads and how they want to slam us, and that's still going forth. That's not even, don't count that out yet. But now they want to tax mileage your car or cars. And that's how they feel they'll regroup the money of the trillions that they have just stolen from the American people to give away. And they want more. They want more now. They want $1 trillion more every year. Yeah, $1 trillion more every year. But their narrative's a little different for why. So let's get back to the mileage thing. I have no clue on price, costs, They know how many cars are actually being driven. They can get into the state statistics everywhere, check inspection records. They'll be able to tell from prior inspection to the next inspection how many miles you actually put on the car. Will there be a waiver period of so many miles at the bottom? I only drove 3,000 miles this year. Or I have an antique, I put 300 miles on. That may be waived, I don't know. This will all come out. But for people who travel to affect businesses, work-related, or long-distance work assignments and so forth, it's going to crush your pockets. These people are smart. Think tanks that they have been incredibly progressive against us. I hope that was the right word, but they are progressives. So keep that in mind. It's terrible. It shouldn't be happening. It's the right to your freedom. I mean, let's all go back to the horse and buggy. You know, what else are we going to have soon? Well, they do want the electric cars, and they want stations all the way down all the freeways, so you can travel and plug in everywhere you go, and that will benefit their constituents. And we don't even have the power grid to start doing this stuff. We need infrastructure on power grids to support the United States, and yet they're going to start these new programs. I don't know where it's going to fall in on upgrades and so forth that puts infrastructure into a better way. This is a whole different administration than we ever thought we'd be dealing with right now. I didn't even think all this was going to come. I didn't. I just knew I didn't want him in there because I knew his past. Well, you see what his past is, and they're using him, the masters of the puppets above. They're using him wisely, and they're getting us back for the last 4 years of love for a man who made the independence of a country better than it ever was before, and they are mad because they didn't do it first. So, we are to suffer. Mileage on cars, crazy, crazy stuff. So much for the stimulus. As I always say, Pelosi always says now it's her right to remove any member of Congress that she sees fit or rig almost an election. Now, I don't know if that was thrown in there or if it was actual news. I know I saw her drunk as a skunk, and I had the original video from the phone of a phone who directly got her, and that was a leak. But that said, yeah, wait for it. Wait for it. Don't change that dial. Taking back America. Your independents are the truth of America. And they are truly under attack. All of our rights and liberties. Be silent no more, people. Be silent no more. Be not one of the silent majority. Be one for all and all for the people. And the right to pursue your happiness. No more executive orders. No more H.R. 1. Say no to the filibuster. Say no to their fears. Say no to blue states. Say no to pedophilia. No to open borders. No to biting care. No to shut down businesses. No to gun control. No to school closings. No to small business closings. No to child trafficking. No to masks. No to lies. No more boys and girls sports. No more talk of shared bathrooms, please. No more green plans. And by the canal issue, the China highway issue, the Evergreen. It seems Miss Hillary and her constituent in Canada own that. Look into it. What's that going to be about next? No to the green plans. No to the chemtrails. No more guards at the Capitol. Go back to your cities and states that you came from. Walk from them. No more turning your head from the laws. No more less white. No more color divide. No more dominion. No more mail-in ballots. No more stimuluses. We don't need them. There's enough money left. An absorbent amount left. No more free rides on the taxpayers. No more changes to SSI because they want to double your taxes now. No more alcohol in the Capitol. No more dogs if you get it in the White House. No more AOC. No more shifty shift. No more Harris and Biden administration. No more Waters. No more Schumer. No more insider informations for Fauci. He's more of a faucet with a drip. And it's a lie. No more Wahoo or Wuhan. No more Gates. No more media. No more forced media down our throats. Turn them channels off. No more media, social media suppressions. No more churches closed. Again, no more Biden and Harris. Clear your mind of it. Save America. Take America back. Back to the Evergreen. There are connections there. Look into it. You'll see more come out on that. Why it was done, nobody knows yet. Nobody knows yet. But they intend to unload that, and I hope it's not filled with people. I don't know. It's speculated that there could be something like that, and that's what's taking so long to get this project underway in the canal. And get ready for the targets of the new welfare system. They want to build a new welfare system that's going to keep you home the rest of your life. Money's to stay home, not to look at what they're doing while they make their changes. They don't want the workers back, not the real workers, because you're the smart people to them. And they want to keep you suppressed down to a poverty level by paying you to stay home. It's going to be the world's largest ever welfare system created, and you don't have to say no to working. You can say no to working. I don't want to work. All right, well, you're entitled to it then, in case that came out wrong. I told you I'm not the best. But 3,300 banks over that number have closed. Think about this. Reset of cashless system and what your money will mean to you. I wish I could tell you we're safe, but I doubt we are. To the seniors on fixed incomes and Social Security, they want to double the taxes in your states, and they want to take control of what all your states can do in tax. Some people retire to states that do not tax Social Security. Expect that to be a battle. They also want trillions of the next stimulus to go to other countries and support to them. Why, may I ask? Is America to become the leader of the global dominance? We'll find out, I guess, right? I guess we're going to have to find out. I truly believe it's to buy the world and the people. Now, Biden talks that he will meet, and they are welcome to come for the climate control social agenda that they have every year, I guess, or 2 years. Putin and Xi will be there to talk to Joe directly for the big plan of how they intend on cloaking the world in this mass cloud that they intend to make to block the sun. And what new businesses will occur from it, and the strengths that they will be able to develop by doing it. And we already know a ton of money is going to go to Gates on his property. As much as that, it will probably go to China on their 166,000 acres. Figuring out seeds, part of it. But they already brought the workers in, And they claim they're going to need like 40 million workers. So the door's going to be open. America, what do you intend to do about your job? What do you intend to become? I know who's in this room intends to be strong and live somehow in a good manner with good integrity and ethics. I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about the ones that are blind out there, the ones who don't post anything about how happy they are with this new administration. Those are the ones I'm interested in. But the trillions for other countries, I can only see it. It's a buying agent. It's a buying to buy them off. But can you believe $1 trillion for 10 years? And that's another factor. That's not a stimulus. That's just going to be part of a stimulus. Gotta love Sarah Huckabee Sanders, correct? She was a dynamite package in the White House, press briefings and so forth. Same with Kaylee. Support her, governor for Arkansas. Support her. These are the changes I told you about. Let Trump take care of the big. We got to take care of the small. We really, really do have to take care of the small. Say no to every agenda they have. Live that, breathe that, eat it. And you can add anything else into that you desire. I can't believe that they're going to actually want us to stay out of work. Pay us to stay at home to continue this charade. I don't know where their plan's going. I don't have a clue. I ain't going to lie to you. I am not going to lie to you. I want to look something up here real quick. And again, I want to thank you for what you do and your support for me. Thank you for remembering the 10. And now you have a group that I want you to feel safe and confident in. We will not direct you in any way unless you really overstep a boundary. We're good people. We're not going to do that. I don't have any worries on that. But I do want to get to something here in between talking and set it up for you. And it says a lot. It means a lot. And it's from a very special person. And what she says means a lot. Because it's been quite lengthy, I want to be able to adjust my settings and so forth and get you to the point that I feel matters the most. Okay, let me get my adjustment here. You can look at our website, defendingtherepublic.org, and the filings Please listen. The Supreme Court are there. Stay with us. Hundreds of pages of affidavits, statistical reports, expert reports, statistical impossibilities, mathematical impossibilities. At least 5 different groups of major mathematical experts came at this from different ways. And remember, everything she's going to say, I've said to you before, over and over. Antrim County, Michigan. There is a case still pending in Antrim County, Michigan, where a state judge is allowing discovery to go forward. And there's a case still pending in Georgia, where a state judge is allowing some discovery to go forward in Fulton County. We are also working on additional litigation that we can't discuss right now. But I want everybody to know that we have not given up the fight by any means. In fact, we are gathering more evidence every day, and we are going to keep doing it until the public knows the truth. Americans are starved for the truth, absolutely starved for it. Remember, she's doing it for you, the public. Like they are. It will mean nothing in the end. Media completely buttoned up in nothing but a fascist propaganda machine. But we've
got to continue to push back. Having organizations and events like this to do that will make a big difference. I want everybody to go look at an HBO documentary called Kill Chain. Ironically enough, it came out in March 2020. If you haven't seen it, you need to, because it's a Democratic done documentary explaining how Dominion was used to essentially rob Stacey Abrams of the that. And the American people voted to secure freedom for this country. It didn't even matter. At some point, it became less about who was president and more about the republic itself. Because what we've witnessed is the complete institutional breakdown of all our cherished government institutions that we thought would honor the rule of law, protect the rule of law, protect our individual rights, protect the Constitution. And instead, we have an absolute defiance of reality. How we make sense of this going forward is going to be an extraordinary challenge. And it's going to take absolutely every one of us doing everything we can. There's no more sitting back, waiting and watching or letting somebody else deal with it. Every good American has got to become active in their community and start paying attention to all the issues, speaking out, whether it's a city council or local government or county commissioners.
Take these seats.
We've got to get active at the local level and pursue the truth in all things. Frank is right. We've got to demand no more electronic voting machines, the entire country, and make it possible for the American people to see what really happened here. The level of corruption that we are dealing with in the country now is far beyond anything we realized before. But for them to be able to do this, to take the two worst political candidates in the history of the Democratic Party and shove them up our nose with a fork of fraud so egregious everybody can see it around the world, tells us how very powerful their operation is. Take everybody.
It goes a little longer with a couple questions. Not important. Every bit of it's important. But it says enough right there. As I've preached for weeks and weeks and weeks, change Pittsburgh. Change Pennsylvania red. It doesn't matter who we get in there. We'll figure it out when we take those seats. County, city, borough, rural areas, whatever your little niche is called, control it red. We had 4 candidates in Pittsburgh come up for the mayorship. I don't like any of them. They didn't even invite every candidate. What is that about? Hell, I should run for it under the Republican Party here in Pittsburgh. But I won't. I should, but I won't. It's just not me in my life right now. I have a bigger problem with you that we need to try to resolve. But there is somebody out there who's got a good heart. All these seats in every city and state across, in the blues and even in the reds. Keep them red. Make them red. Make them bleed red. If we collapse the bottom, and I've said this repeatedly, and now what I have said all along is coming from somebody with good stature. She supports everything that I have tried to say to you. We can no longer avoid it. You don't want to know what's coming next. You truly don't want me to say it. So I'll say this for now while we have time to breathe. Please put your best foot forward. Please Find people and candidates to run. Step them in. Support them. Get their voices heard. Make it a master plan. If we have to, we can divide from Washington. They won't like it. But in the end, our states will control the guards if they're smart and if they use the state's powers and defend them just as they can on the gun rights. And we have areas in Pennsylvania. Joe Biden's gun law doesn't change a thing in their jurisdiction and their areas. There are things you can do. Write letters. Call people. Hunt the hell out of these people. Make them work for you because they are a service to you. I say this in the best way I can, stepping forward into where we're going in 2021. It's going to be more than a nightmare. The actions and taxes and increases that we will all soon discover will not in any way benefit you. I said this before recently, and I'll say it again. Do you want to live paycheck to paycheck forever? They will break retirements, Social Security, disability programs. They won't care. And if you're white, it's even worse right now. They're white in a different position up there with a lot of money, and they're still allowed their paychecks. You can't stop it. You voted them in. Or they lied their way in. We need to take control. I'll do everything I can here for you. I'm one person, one man. I would love to get together with big people. Dan, if you're out there, hit me up, brother. I've tried to get you. Many people. We need our word and the smaller platforms to help preach this as well. I'm not wrong on this. I will never admit I'm wrong on this because I am not wrong on this. It's what it will take. It's a legal avenue to keep all parties safe, your families and military, law enforcement, and everything else. If we take these actions, it's a neutral. It's a gray area of beauty. And we can blindside them hard. It just takes a narrative of purpose, a narrative with control, a well-thought plan, and I gave it to you. That well-thought plan is the easiest one of all. A child could remember it. Put people in place everywhere to make it red to turn this around immediately. That will stun them everywhere. They will have no 2022 positivity left in them. They won't have the control that they want because by that time we will take it in a sweep. And that's what we need to do. So that judicial watch suing that I mentioned earlier, I did bring up because it was just sent to me. Someone's hit me up. Merle, thank you in Texas. I kind of already gave you that information with China and suing for all the informations, but we really do know them already. But we want to make it public, just the same as Sydney staying in the game to make everything public because people do want to know. It's not going to matter. It's only going to prove a point that we already knew. I hope, again, you had a good Palm Sunday. I really do. I want you to know I'm with you when I'm not with you. And I thank you for your support.
See this plastic tote right here? Well, I'm going to show you something right now.
It's nothing like hitting the wrong button on a Sunday, huh? Anyway. I wish I had a better way to say goodbye to you on a positive note, and I don't. Stay with your family. Stay healthy. Love your children. Love your family. This has broken a lot of families apart, but I hope a lot of them are waking up now, saying, I know you told me so. And they have no clue how much worse it's about to get. And it's going to. Let's hide from that part of it and go forth with the plan. Sydney said it. I've said it for weeks and weeks. It's the right thing to do. A dreary day in Pittsburgh here, and it fits the profile, the narrative of everything I just said. But better weather will come. We can have smiles on our face while we fight this. Believe that. Don't let a day go by where you don't breathe America, that you don't live American. Do it all. Stay positive. Eat well. Turn off the dial on the media. Find your source. If I'm your source, listen to me. If you need me to say more on a topic, give it to me. I will try to do it for you. If I need help, I'll bring somebody else in to do it with me. We are here for you 100%. We can be a voice for you, of support. At times, maybe a voice for comfort. And I have a suspicion comfort's going to be necessary before tears. So, from Pittsburgh, you know I'm Michael Anthony. I appreciate your support. Like, follow, share the hell out of this, because we cannot wait no longer. Stand strong. Take back America. Don't judge me. I will never judge you. Blessings, brothers, sisters.